This is the Paltalk News Network.
The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online, a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you're encouraged to post your comments whether you agree with yours truly or not. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. I welcome you to the show. Our first guest in just a second will be Stephen Kinzer, the award-winning foreign correspondent. We've had him on before. I couldn't think of anybody better to invite back to the show to talk about what the president had to say yesterday. Two quick programming notes. The second half of the show, this is an unbelievable story. I'm just blown away by it, and I will set it up more at the bottom of the show, but make sure you stick around for the entire show today, ladies and gentlemen. The President of the United States, the Attorney General of the United States, never consulted with the Mayor of New York nor the Police Commissioner of New York before announcing that the Gitmo 5 would be tried here in New York City. It's absolutely disgusting. And I'm just beside myself upset about this. And if you don't believe it, I'll move the camera out a little bit. You can see me sitting next to me. That's how beside myself I am. Hey, happy note, 8 o'clock New York time today. I want you guys to join me over in the Make It Pro TV room, MakeitPro TV room here on Paltalk.com, because I will be interviewing Ish Monroe. You've probably seen him on his own ESPN show, Go Ish, where you learn everything you need to know about fishing, believe it or not. Hey, if you go there to Make It Pro TV, makeitpro.com/TV, and register for free, you can get a free upgrade to Paltalk Premium. There are some limited edition Make It Pro shirts, so limitedly editioned that I don't have one, and much more. That's makeitpro.com/TV. Okay, you all heard him yesterday. We carried it live right here on the Paltalk News Network, and you had an opportunity to comment then. President Obama, 30,000 additional troops to Afghanistan. You want to talk about somebody putting himself in a squeeze. The left is pissed off at him because they don't want more troops sent to Afghanistan, especially if the mission has changed from what it was originally stated to be. The right don't like it because General McChrystal demanded or requested 40,000 additional troops, and not for a limited time of only 18 months. He's giving them 30,000. He's trying to please everybody, you know. You can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself, as the lyrics of the song go. Apparently the president never listened to that. Stephen Kinzer is with us, Kinzer, award-winning foreign correspondent who has covered more than 50 countries on 5 continents. His articles and books have led the Washington Post to place him among the best in popular foreign policy storytelling. Those of you who have become fans of him for his appearances here on the Paltalk News Network would, I'm sure, agree. His book, Overthrow, America's Century of Regime Change from Hawaii to Iraq, the title may need to be changed as of yesterday, From Hawaii to Afghanistan. Stephen Kinzer, welcome to News Talk Online on the Paltalk News Network.
Great to be back with you.
Great to have you here with us, sir. I know we only have you for the first half hour, so I'm going to get right to it. I am just terribly upset with the president's speech yesterday. Not that it came as any great surprise. As I've told my audience, some of whom members agree with me, some who do not, which is great. We have that kind of open discourse here. I like the Joe Biden plan, and that is to withdraw the bulk of the troops, put specialized, well-trained guys on the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan and concentrate along with Pakistan on Al-Qaeda. Ostensibly, we went in there to get them, the ones who are responsible for 9/11, not to prop up a regime that is about as legitimate as the one in Iraq. As the one in Iran. I'm not on the side of those who are upset at him for not sending 40,000 troops. Am I, in your opinion, as someone who's much more astute in this area, off base, or would you agree with me?
In the first place, I believe that the president made a decision essentially on a political basis. I think he was bearing very much in mind that if he withdraws from Afghanistan, or he begins the withdrawal, or he doesn't send any more troops, we know things are going to end badly. They're going to end badly regardless of any option. And then the Democrats are going to be punished, not just in the next presidential election, but perhaps for years to come, as they were in the past when they were perceived as not being tough enough militarily. So I really believe that the largest factor in his decision-making was not how many troops. Was 20,000 enough? How about 40,000? Well, how about 30? Well, what would that accomplish? I'm not so sure he was going through all those details. He was thinking more to himself, if the Democrats are perceived, and if I am perceived, as the person who drew down troops in the face of demands by commanders to increase troop strength, and then the outcome is bad, all of us in the Democratic Party, including me, are going to be punished, and I got to avoid that. So I think that we can talk about the military repercussions and what might happen now and whether this was a good decision or not from the point of view of what we want to accomplish in Afghanistan, which is also a very interesting topic. But I'm not so sure that was the topic that was foremost in the president's mind.
Well, that then begs the most important question as you frame it for us, Stephen Kinzer, is should this have been a political move? Should we be putting our troops in harm's way for political purposes, or should it have been purely a military, strategic, homeland security, counterterrorism decision?
Presidents who make decisions to place troops in harm's way for political reasons are nothing new in American history and in the history of other countries as well. This is a tragic reality, and that's one of the reasons why soldiers on the front lines have often been viewed as cannon fodder for the whim of old men sitting in gilded palaces in big cities. I think that if the president were going to make a decision on a purely military basis, weighing the factors within Afghanistan and whether these troops will accomplish the job, I think the decision would have been different. I believe that increasing the presence and the visibility of American troops in Afghanistan actually takes away from what I believe and what we're told is our central mission. The main thing we all agree that we'd like to do in Afghanistan is make sure that we do whatever we